Welcome to another episode of Explicitly Unbiased. Sunday's slate of games for NFL Week 11 has just wrapped up. You're going to get me and Caleb's instant reaction. Also, we're going to talk about college football Week 12, some close games, and always previewing Week 13 here. Caleb, hit that intro.
Hello, everybody. Welcome back to another episode of Explicitly Unbiased. I'm Caleb. He's Gerardo. Gerardo, how are you on this fine, now Monday morning for me on the East Coast?
If I was any better, I'll be Travion Henderson.
Absolutely. 3-touchdown day on Thursday night. He obviously has a mini bye going on. So he was at the Celtics game today, along with Christian Gonzalez. So we'll get into the Thursday and Sunday games. And we'll talk about what happened in college football this weekend. Pretty easy, pretty simple. I've been up since 4 a.m. yesterday, so I will do my best to power through here and get out of here unscathed, unharmed, and most of all, giving you great takes, especially on the New York Jets and the New England Patriots game on Thursday night. I did not get to go. Very unfortunate. Hopefully we'll get to one this year. It's getting a little cold out there. We're getting the limited options. But yeah, Patriots go ahead and they get the win over the Jets 27-14 in those slick, crisp, light blue nor'easter rivalry uniforms. I don't know how you feel about those, Gerardo, but I
like it. I like the color. It's like ice gray. It's like ice gray blue. It's pretty sick.
Oh yeah, makes you think of winter storms, doesn't it?
Mm-hmm.
Which is exactly what happened. It grounded the Jets 27-14. Drake May 25 of 34, 281, 1 touchdown, no picks. Justin Fields 15 of 26, 116, and 1 touchdown. Justin Fields was also your leading rusher with a score. The golden rule with that, but no need to waste time with that because Travion Henderson, have yourself a day, young man. The rookie second-round pick, 62 yards on the ground with 2 touchdowns, as well as 31 yards through the air and a touchdown. Also, Stephon Diggs, 9 catches, 105 yards. The Patriots improved to 9-2, 4-2 record at home. They improved to undefeated in the division. Hold the number 2 seed in the AFC for now. The Broncos are ahead of them, and the Colts were obviously on bye, so they have a game on them. Patriots bye isn't until week 14. So, yeah, Gerardo, obviously we've kind of touched on the Jets enough that they're kind of cold, dead in the water. Nothing much going on with them. You're just trying to power through to next year, hopefully get a better draft and a better group of young players to build around. But the Patriots keep on trucking.
Oh yeah, Henderson finally getting his he's on his Linsanity run, as you mentioned pre-show, and absolute stud. I mean, he's going to be projected your every down back almost for the Patriots, probably in the future. The fact that he's very good in the pass catching, I just think that maybe you're going to be, once he transitioned, because you always told me that Patriots running backs always bloom late there, especially like James White. I mean, you've had also like Stephon Ridley, and now Ramondre Stevenson. I do believe that he is going to be probably their featured back in the future. Once Ramondre comes back, obviously he's going to go back to number 2. But I think Ramondre is just going to be ultimately kind of like your, what is it for Atlanta? Like not Robinson, but the other one, Algier. And same thing with Charbonnet. Like he's just going to end up being that guy where he's just going to get you the tougher yards. But obviously Henderson brings a much more dynamic to the passing game as well too.
Also an elite pass blocker.
And that's so important too. So that means it isn't quite obvious that if he's in a game that he's not just running a route in shotgun, that means he could also be blocking, which is good for schemes and also drawing up plays. But ultimately, I mean, like the Patriots roll, they win you can overlook these types of opponents. You really can. You could have been in there and Breece Hall somehow blew up and would have had a 3 touchdown game himself. But the fact that it's one game at a time, keep winning, keep having this division lead over the Bills, and you're going to set yourselves up to have home field advantage and to play probably an opponent that you would rather much face rather than being a wild card team. I think it's an all around great win for the Patriots.
I couldn't agree more. Like I said, I picked the Jets to cover, which I was only off by a couple points, um, I believe the Patriots like 11.5 favorites or something like that. But yeah, obviously a big win. Hanging in there, hanging tough. Like I said, easy to overlook these guys.
It really was. It was really a game that I wouldn't have been surprised if I would have won like 9-6 or some shit
And
like
they
that.
came out. The Jets came out and they won and they scored 7-0 on the
Mhm.
first drive. And the Patriots shut it down from there.
Yeah.
So Patriots need to figure out how to not start so slow on defense. Like on the first drive, it's almost automatic that they're giving up these touchdowns. But if they clean that up, they have a pretty well-oiled machine over there,
Mhm.
and taking advantage of their easy schedule, obviously, and they're beating the teams that are tough on this schedule. They're gonna have the Bengals next week. Jamar Chase could be facing a 1-game suspension for spitting on Jalen Ramsey that we'll get to in
Mhm.
a little bit.
Right.
Which will be a huge boost. So now you have Gonzo on T. Higgins, and then you can just kind of blanket the other guys. But yeah, the Patriots just come out on top. They just find ways to win as they have this year. Can't complain too much.
Mhm. Good win. Solid win.
And they'll keep it up 9-2, aim to go 10-2 next week. I believe they travel to Cincinnati to play the Bengals. Okay. Washington and Miami, they played out in Madrid this morning. I don't know how well your Spanish is, Gerardo, but
First language I spoke.
how about that?
Mhm.
Well, the Dolphins, they come out successful 16-13. Tua Tagovailoa 14-21, 171. A-Chain 120 yards on the ground, 45 through the air. Ollie Gordon with the lone touchdown for them. Unless they had a defensive touchdown, did they?
That I do not know.
No. Marcus Mariota is the starter for Washington, obviously, after the injury to Jaden Daniels. He goes 20-32, 13, 1 touchdown, 1 pick. Chris Rodriguez, 79 yards on 15 carries. Ja'Cory Bill Krosky Merritt. You can just find yourself on the pine there. Debo Samuel, 774 and a touchdown. I don't know how much of this game you caught, Gerardo. I caught a decent bit of it. Just kind of thought, two really unimpressive teams.
Yeah,
It
two
goes to
teams
it
fighting
goes to
for
overtime after a really sloppy game altogether, and Miami just happens to have the ball at the right time. I believe it was some weird thing where like Miami opted to like choose which way they wanted to play defense instead of kicking or receiving.
Mhm.
And I believe that Mariota was picked off,
Yep,
and
like
that set
Jack
up
Jones.
Jack Jones, Patriots legend, and he sets the Dolphins up for the easy go ahead kick. But mostly this game was just kind of irrelevant.
Yeah, we just straight up just don't like Spanish people out there in Madrid. That's what this game was. We just gave them, hey, by the way, this is one of the worst games ever. Enjoy this. Like it was just a bad game all
Both
around.
teams utterly hopeless.
Literally pointless
4-7,
game.
3-8.
They probably both wish
Um,
they tied.
yep. The Dolphins are playing themselves out of a top 3 pick. They're probably aiming
Mhm.
more top 5-8.
Yep.
And the Commanders, they could be sitting pretty. Do they have their own first round pick? I assume so.
They should.
I can't think of any trades they would have made that would have garnered them their first round pick.
Mhm.
So a team with a young quarterback could be in for some big help at one of these spots. And the Dolphins, who need a lot of help, especially in the secondary, they're playing themselves out of a class that I think is really deep in some spots and really thin at others. And I don't know if corner is one of those positions that it's super deep at.
Yeah, I just this draft class as a whole doesn't have that much elite level talent.
I like
I
the
would
linebackers.
Yeah, but it's still same thing. Like I just don't know. Like there's 4 teams that have 2 wins that they're literally all behind the Titans for the number 1 overall pick, and like all those teams probably do not want to have the number 1 overall pick. Like I would just think that this is a draft class that you would rather get picks for next year's class with this class. Unless you really love somebody, and there's nobody on this team in this draft that I'm willing to take a number 1 overall
There is
pick
one
for.
corner in the top 10 ranked players according to The Athletic. His name is Jermod McCoy of Tennessee.
Mm-hmm. Yeah, and like
The
I said,
next
that's not.
closest would be Manzor Delane at LSU at 19.
Yeah,
So
and
top
like I
rated
said,
receiver. Wouldn't you know? It's my boy Jordan Tyson, number 8.
yeah, Jordan Tyson. You also have the other Ohio State wide receiver who's played himself really well, Tate. You also have Makai
Parnell
Lemon.
Tate. Yep.
Yeah, Lemon's out there too, and also Concepcion, also for Texas A&M too, is not too bad. But
Denzel Boston is actually up there too for Washington.
mhm. It's
But it is
yeah,
a deep linebacker class. A lot of linebackers littered throughout this top 50.
yeah, which is just the defense equivalent of a running back. Like you could find great linebackers in UGFAs.
Do you want to
Like
guess who the number 1 ranked player is according to The Athletic?
offense, defense.
Defense.
Is it Arvell Reese?
It is.
Yeah, that's overrated. I think unfortunately he just has a lot of athletic ability. It's just like where are you gonna put like it's the thing that he looks like Micah Parsons, but I just don't see Micah Parsons there. You're just projecting the hope. And even when look at where Micah Parsons was taken, right? In his respective draft class. And his tape look way better than Arvell Reese's does. And you're kind of projecting that Arvell Reese is going to be somewhere in the Micah Parsons range. I don't think he's not worthy of a top 10 pick, let alone top
That's
5
probably
pick.
around where the Commanders are going to be looking at it.
Mm-hmm.
As far as the quarterbacks for Miami, Ty Simpson is the number 2 ranked player according
Jesus.
to this athletic guide.
And then he could also stay back at school too. We haven't that the only one that you would consider is Mendoza. And as funnily enough, Todd McShay says he calls it the Mendoza line. He is the middle of the pack quarterback, meaning who's good and who ain't good. And there's a lot of players that if they declared in this draft class are better than him, but a lot of them are projected to be staying.
Is Lenore Sellers going to stay, you think?
Supposedly, yes. Supposedly, that is the big thing about that. He's going to be the number 1 player for the transfer portal for next year.
What about Dante Moore?
Same thing, I believe, heavily implicated.
So the Dolphins might be screwed.
Yes, the Dolphins may be taking Mendoza as the top quarterback in this class.
Yeah, they only have 1, 2, 3, 4 ranked quarterbacks, and you just said 3 of them are probably going to stay.
More than likely so, as Todd McShay had kind of implicated that, and I would take his, sources with a lot more grain of salt, and believe him than what projections are, because you're looking at what Carson Beck and Mendoza as the only ones that could be eligible. Like Carson Beck possesses traits, but I'm not going to send him to a team that needs a quarterback. Carson Beck is a good type of player to have on the 49ers. Schemed wise, I mean, hell, he'd probably be really much better at the Vikings, to be honest, too. But anyways,
now.
I would say that these games that these two teams are playing themselves, the Commanders doing the right thing, kind of losing them. Listen, Jaden Daniels gone for the year. You're not winning the division anytime soon. You're not getting a wild card spot. Mariota, play the rest of the year.
And we'll just reevaluate in the offseason.
Mm-hmm. Exactly.
Cut the fat, get the old guys out,
mm-hmm.
Have a really good draft.
Exactly.
You'll be right. Get yourself a Caleb Downs or a Arvell Reese.
That's Caleb Downs is my favorite player this draft class, but I'm not taking no dang safety at number 1.
No?
Hell no.
What are the positions that you would take a number 1, say if the Commanders all of a sudden are like
if
if they're the number 1 spot because the Titans do something obvious?
Let's say if you always have to pick positions that revolve around the quarterback. The position that you should always take number 1 overall if it's elite is quarterback. Right after that is the people who hit the quarterback, defensive ends. Right after that is the players that protect the quarterback. And then you get into this hodgepodge of, okay, what? Do you want to get an elite playmaking wide receiver? Or do you want to get an elite shutdown corner? Because that's where those positions come in. It's kind of the complementary to the quarterback. And then you get into positions that you can find clearly in undrafted free agency and all that stuff. I would say linebacker and running back are the 2 positions that you would 100% never should draft in the first round. I'm a big believer in that. I've seen teams win Super Bowls with bums at running back.
But you don't have any names to keep an eye on for Commanders fans who might end up with a top 5 pick.
I think maybe if you're on the like the Athletic?
Yep.
What's that offensive lineman? Is it from Utah? Is it the top rated offensive tackle from
Spencer
Utah?
Fano, the O tackle.
Yep. I think protecting Daniels is the key thing. The Tunsil experiment has completely failed. Also was failing in at Houston. So I would say protecting him would be number one thing that you should do for the Commanders.
In Miami, we're just kind of like figure it out.
Best player available. I hate to say it, but it really is best player available.
All right, Carolina and Atlanta. Another weird game for these two. They just can't seem to figure out. First game, it was a 30-0 win for Carolina. Second game, it's a 30-27 win for Carolina. Goes to overtime. Michael Penix, 13-16, 175, has to exit the game due to a knee injury. Kirk Cousins comes in, 6 for 14, 48 yards. Bijan Robinson, 23 carries, 104 yards, 2 touchdowns. Tyler Algier sneaks one as well. Drake London, 7 for 119, just a stud. But your favorite little person of all time, Gerardo, Bryce Young, 31 of 45, 448, 3 touchdowns. Ted McMillan, 8 for 130, 2 touchdowns. Xavier Legette, 4 for 83, a touchdown. Rico Dowdle, 19 carries for 45 yards. Chuba Hubbard, 21 yards on 4 carries. Yeah, so 448 yards for Bryce Young. Obviously his career best. Probably the best game he's had as a pro. Any immediate thoughts?
Oh, this is a fraud game.
Why is that?
It's a game where it's just like it's a random stat game. Like, okay, the game went into overtime, meaning you had more time to pad stats. They already had Carolina's number this year, right? They 30-0'd them. And Michael Penix also goes out again. And you're leaving it up to Kirk Cousins in a tight game. And I just think that it was just a game that Bryce Young historically has looked horrible. He's been benched twice in his career already. And all of a sudden he could throw for almost 500 yards. Like that's an outlier game. That is not indicative of who he is as a player at all. And I think that you're going to get this is best ever game of his career. Good for him, but you're never going to probably see something like this. This is not going to be close enough to what he is ever. And even in this performance, it wasn't like it was elite level play. It was just kind of like, hey, Ted McMillan was going off. They were finally passing the ball a decent amount of times. Atlanta's defense has been suspect at times too throughout this year. They've been elite at times, and then they've been hot garbage. They do not know what they want to be. Just like kind of Atlanta as a whole. You have all this talent, but you don't know if you want to be an elite team or you want to be a garbage team. There's no in between with them. And what a shock.
So you wouldn't expect Bryce Young to have a repeat effort against the 49ers on Monday Night Football next week?
Hell to the no.
Or the Rams the week after that.
He got injured in this game too, which is the funny part too, right? Like he did get hurt and Andy Dalton came in. Like I don't ever see this ever happening again for Bryce Young. Like it can happen, yes. But I just think that this is very much an outlier game. This is not indicative of Bryce Young's play. Even the biggest Bryce Young fans would never say he could throw for that much yards.
He's got more 400, 300 yards than Drake May so far.
Yeah, but who has more wins?
I assume that Drake May's catching up now.
Yeah, exactly. Exactly. Who's been benched more? There we go.
Sure. Fair enough. I tried to play devil's advocate for you guys. Didn't work. All right, Tampa Bay at Buffalo. This one is obviously important for both teams. Both teams are fighting for their life in their respective division chases. And Buffalo comes out victorious, 44-32. It was a pretty tight game, I want to say, throughout. Buffalo just kind of always had an extra step ahead. But a respectable effort by nothing to sneeze at. Baker Mayfield 16-28, 173, 1 touchdown, 1 pick. Sean Tucker has the game of his career, 106 yards on the ground with 2 touchdowns, as well as a touchdown through the air for 34 yards. As for Josh Allen, you ready for this? 19 of 30, 317, 3 touchdowns, 2 picks, but you add on 40 yards and 3 touchdowns on the ground. Guy was a stud.
Yep.
He was spreading the ball throughout. I'm not going to list all the guys that caught good amount of passes, but the lead receiver was some jabroni named Tyrell Shavers. 4 receptions, 90 yards, and a touchdown. Josh Allen basically lets his nuts hang and tell you that he's still the best player in football.
Yep. I would still say I'm a bit concerned with this team. Like, Dalvin Cook has been like a no-show almost. James Cook has been like a no-show for them and their wide receivers too.
Keon Coleman benched for missing a team meeting on Friday.
Mm-hmm. Yeah, I mean, mind you, they're willing to bench a player that's probably their best in their wide receiver core, and
a second-year player that they spend a pretty decent pick on.
Yeah, I wasn't the biggest fan of him, and the fact that he's technically wide receiver 1 for them is a bit.
He's at least their top outside receiver. I think Khalil Shakir has a better ground on it, but
it was a recipe for disaster, I would say, for the Bills to lose this game. It wouldn't have shocked me if they did, especially early on. I was like,
they couldn't stop the run.
They can't stop the run. This has been a consistent theme now throughout the year that if you could run the ball, you could beat the Bills. And if you're talking about teams that you're going to face in the playoffs, okay, so if you're running the ball heavy, that means you have good time of possession. That means you're giving less time for Josh Allen to work magic. And he also has less receivers in order to do that. So you're creating more issues for them and creating less issues for yourself. The best way to beat the Bills is kind of the same way about the best way to beat the Chiefs. If Patrick Mahomes is on the bench, you're more than likely not going to lose the game. And the more oftentimes they are on the bench, that means they have to do elite level quarterback play, which we both know they are highly capable of. And I just think that the Buccaneers are still a very formidable team in this league. They really are. And they're a team that I would not want to face, especially with Baker Mayfield on the NFC side of things. But I feel like the Bills are just starting to kind of show that you can kind of beat them, that they are a beatable team. And
now, will I pick against them in most instances? No. Josh Allen is simply just that good. Like, I still don't have the Patriots necessarily winning this division yet.
Because, like, what team is a heavy run-heavy team like that outside of the Ravens?
The 49ers are not going to play. The Rams are not really going to play.
Yeah, on the AFC side of things, so, like, playoff picture-wise, what? Like,
Chiefs can't run the ball.
Exactly. So the
Colts.
I would say, yeah, if they play the Colts, like, let's say the Patriots win the division, well, the Colts would get a bye, but they would play the least.
Well, not technically. The Broncos are the number 1 seed right now.
Right, you're right. So, like, let's just say they place the Colts.
If everything plays out the way it is, let's see what the NFL playoff picture looks like right now. NFL playoff picture 2025. San Francisco down the Bay Area. The Bills would be the 5 seed. They'd play us. The Chargers are somehow still in the playoffs as well as the Jaguars. But
yeah,
wait, 3, 4. Yeah, okay. So the Patriots would play. The Patriots would play the Bills, if I'm reading this right. No, I'm not. They would play the Jags. They'd play the Jags. The Chargers would play the Colts, and the Bills would play the Steelers. That's going to switch up.
If I was the Bills, the one team I would not want to face in the playoffs is the Colts. Number 1 team I would not want to face in the playoffs.
Because the Colts' number 1 goal is to make sure that Daniel Jones doesn't have the opportunity to gaff the game for him.
Exactly. They're going to literally just run the ball. They're going to do anything they want to make sure that Daniel Jones isn't the reason why they have to win a game. So that's my big take on this. Is just I think the Bills really do not want to face a team that knows how to run the ball and stop the run.
I mean, as for the Buccaneers, man, 6-5 now, or 6-4 now. Excuse me. The Panthers are right on their ass.
Mm-hmm.
Are you a little worried?
Hell no.
Really?
No, they got dealt. I mean, look at the games they've been dealt with. The Bucks. The Bucks are always going to have a harder schedule because they won.
Eagles, Lions, Patriots, Bills are their losses.
Mm-hmm.
They got the Rams next week.
They're just being
on
dealt really bad
Sunday Night
cards.
Football.
They're just being dealt really bad cards because they've always won this division, while the rest of the division has sucked ass.
So they got at Rams on Sunday Night Football next week. They host the Cardinals. They host the Saints. They host the Falcons. At the Panthers. At the Dolphins versus the Panthers.
Yeah, they'll probably sweep the Panthers. They'll probably sweep almost everybody in their division. I would pick.
So that's 3 wins for them there. That's 9. At the Rams, I'm not giving them that win.
No.
Versus the Cardinals, I mean, you lean them, but Cardinals have been frisky. And then the Saints, obviously. Okay, so that's another win. So minimum 10, and then at Dolphins 11.
Yeah, and 9 wins in that division gets you into the playoffs.
But the Panthers, man, they're 6-5.
Yep. I mean, like I said, it's just at the end of the day, I think I would trust Baker Mayfield before I trust Bryce Young.
The Panthers' ending is not great for them. At the Niners on Monday night.
Loss.
Host the Rams.
Loss.
At the Saints. Probably win.
Win.
Versus the Bucks.
Loss.
Versus the Seattle.
Loss.
At Tampa.
That could be 50-50 because it's in division.
So let's say 2, maybe 3 if they catch the 49ers slacking. Yeah. It's going to be close to the end, I think. I don't think the Buccaneers run away with this one.
Yep.
27-07. Speaking of the trash South divisions, Houston and Tennessee played each other this week.
God almighty.
And Houston comes out victorious 16-13. The box score for this one, Cam Ward, 24-37, 194, touchdown. Also the leading rusher, 3 carries for 33 yards. What do we say?
If your quarterback rushes, your team sucks.
Is your leading rusher. Very good. 26-41, 274, and 1 for Davis Mills. Woody Marks also can't run the football. Nico Collins, 9 for 92 and 1.
Good Nico Collins game. He only shows up for the Titans.
Yep, gotta love it. Any big thoughts on this one?
I mean, the Titans do a good job of keeping the number 1 overall pick. The Texans' offense is still unbelievably mediocre. Somehow Nico Collins looks better with Davis Mills, but he also looks only good when he plays the Titans. Solid win for the Texans for them to keep being the worst spot in football, which is called mediocrity.
5-5. The Jags are only 1 game ahead of them in that 7 seed there at 6-4. Mm-hmm. They're actually ranked the first team out as the 8 seed. The Chiefs are 9, Ravens are 10. They have an outside shot if they can just.
I mean, yeah, but who are the Texans winning the Super Bowl? No. Well, what's the point?
And the next 3 games are tough. Versus Buffalo on Thursday night.
Bye.
At Colts.
Bye.
At Chiefs.
Bye.
And they still got to play the Colts again at week 18. So
probably
not great. No. As for the Titans, man, I mean, number 1 overall pick.
Traded away.
Who's going to want it?
That's the thing, though. That's the thing. Nobody's going to want it. So probably go get a player. Trade for a player. Number 1 overall pick.
What player's worth the number 1 overall pick in this draft?
There's probably a good bit amount out there that would take the number 1 overall. It's because you're probably gonna have to package it too. What would you get? You're probably gonna get somebody that's 30 and under, about 25 to 30 years old. But it's like I said, that's highly improbable that that's ever gonna happen. And
so if you're the Titans and you're locked in, who are you taking at this point?
Number 1 overall. The sad part is you need a wide receiver, and you're not doing that.
You don't want Jordan Tyson number 1 overall?
It would be such a bad pick. It'd be even if Jordan Tyson becomes a Hall of Famer, taking him number 1 overall is not it, because you could probably draft him in the top 10. I don't even know what you would do. Probably offensive line. You're gonna have to protect the quarterback.
Get that Fanu character out of Utah.
Mm-hmm. Probably Arvell Reese are talking about. I really think that dude's just Justin Simmons, bro. I really do.
That'd be a bust.
Mm-hmm. It's just like he's okay. He's athletic. He's big. He's rangy.
You mean
but
Isaiah
like
Simmons, not
Isaiah?
Yeah.
Like it's almost like he's positionless. There's a reason why only Micah Parsons. There's only ever been one of him, right? Like there's never been really a guy who's played Mike, edge, and then DN like that at that level. Like even Clay Matthews wasn't like that, and Clay Matthews transitioned into middle linebacker. He never played middle linebacker like that. So I don't know. Good luck, Titans. Figure it out. You got number 1 overall pick and probably one of the worst draft classes to ever have a number 1 overall pick.
People said that last year too. All right. Chicago at Minnesota. All right. Once again, we came into this Sunday and we meditated.
We did.
We thought really hard. We really wanted to get in tune with our emotions, get in tune with our thoughts, our perspectives. We didn't want to come in here and be irrational, because we probably came in a little hot last week. Did we not? Probably a little bit. So we wanted to really sit back, lock in. Gerardo got G'd in, as they call it. He locked into his persona of G, not Gerardo. I got into K, not Caleb. And we locked in, watched this game very intently. At least I did. And it was probably JJ McCarthy's worst game as a pro.
Yep. And the internet is starting to side with us, my man.
So I saw this thing on Twitter, Gerardo, and I wanted to show you this template, or give you this template, this kind of path for evaluating young quarterbacks in the NFL.
Here we go. I love this.
Because it's been presented to me by Vikings fans and JJ McCarthy truthers all over.
Okay.
Is your young quarterback good right now? If the answer is yes, you did it. You have a good quarterback. Round of applause. Great job.
So he's not. Okay.
Is your quarterback not good in the case of JJ McCarthy?
Yep, he's not good.
If the answer is no, you find some stat about Josh Allen early in his career, and then hooray, your job is done. He's going to be the next Josh Allen or Peyton Manning. So just know, if you have a struggling young quarterback, you can always look to the two outliers of the last 20 years, 20, 30 years in Peyton Manning and Josh Allen, and he's probably going to be a stud. As much as the case with young 9 JJ McCarthy.
So their argument is that because Peyton Manning sucked his first year, Josh Allen didn't suck his first year.
Kind of sucked.
That means they're JJ McCarthy. The biggest
argument, JJ
McCarthy's
he's on the same path, because you see these two MVP first ballot Hall of Famers.
Right. So
struggled in their first year, and JJ's doing the same thing.
Yep. So Anthony Richardson, same thing's going to happen with him.
Yeah. Josh Rosen, I mean, the time.
Jamarcus Russell, yep. You're right. He's going to just somehow come back and be elite because of that statistic.
See what I mean? Like, now you're getting it. Now you understand.
Yeah. So listen, it's okay to be wrong. It's not okay to not know that you're wrong and openly. It's not okay to not admit that you're not wrong. Like, it's, acceptance. You got to move on in life. The big reason why those are outliers. Those players possessed elite level traits and showed elite level traits as rookies. Meaning, okay, if we fix the flaws, we're going to see more elite level play. That's what they did.
Peyton Manning stopped throwing so many interceptions. Josh Allen began to kind of read the field a little better. Stop taking unnecessary risks.
Also put it this way, right? What did they really do also for their career? They surrounded Peyton Manning with elite level playmakers.
Yep, Marvin Harrison Jr., Reggie Wayne, Dallas Clark.
Mm-hmm.
They had a couple good running backs back in the day as well.
Offensive linemen. Good defense. Also, they got great defensive players on
Dwight
top of
Freeney,
that too, and a good coach for
Yep.
him.
So let's run through that Minnesota thing. Like, what do they have to do? Why does he? Oh, Josh Allen, Jordan Addison,
Wait. So
TJ Hawk. No. Let me go through this list.
this is insane.
Justin
It really
Jefferson,
is.
Jordan Addison, TJ Hawkinson, Aaron Jones. Like, yeah, okay. So they got that. But what about the defense? Brian Flores.
Dallas Turner.
Yeah, who also hasn't quite come off exactly rocking.
He's also kind of a bust.
The offensive line. Oh, they're healthy now, and
heavily invested into it.
And there was only one play that I really saw that could have impacted one of JJ's 2 interceptions, almost 3. What about the coach? The coach. No, that's Kevin O'Connell, one of the best young coaches in the NFL.
Yeah, who won 13 games last year.
Oh, brother. What do we do? Oh no. There's no way that this guy just sucks.
Well, he does suck. He just kind of does suck. Like I said, what elite trait have you seen from JJ McCarthy since he was in high school? I haven't seen
one. He's supposed to be one. Okay, he's supposed to be the intangibles quarterback. Have it all between the ears.
Yep.
He plays scared. He plays skittish. He plays out of sorts. Like, this guy needs to see a sports psychologist. He is just so out of whack. You watch his mechanics. He's jumping as he's throwing.
So you're saying he's weak mentally, and he's doing all this meditation to somehow make it look like he's strong mentally.
Yeah, the eye black John Randall style. Like,
here's the thing that I will say about JJ McCarthy. Another point. Oh, well, he's a rookie. He doesn't know this offense. Wait, you mean the offense that he sat behind and learned it for a whole year while he was hurt his rookie season?
Finally had a whole preseason to practice and get in tune with. And I guess Justin Jefferson missed a good amount of the preseason and camp, but they've had weeks and weeks and weeks of practice and time to
get
down.
Excuse.
Like, I'm not hearing that excuse anymore.
There's no excuse.
And just kind of get into the nitty-gritty of this game. There were times where guys like Addison, guys like Jefferson, Hawkinson dropped really easy balls on second down, setting up third and long. But on third down, he's throwing the ball to the stands. He's sailing these things bad. Like,
and remember when I told you mid-game, notice how he jump throws?
Yes, I was just saying that. Like, with his mechanics being all wonky, like, he never sets his feet. He's often throwing off his back foot. He's throwing the ball like it's a baseball. He's throwing at 102 miles an hour. As you told me that, and
he's literally trying to, like,
he's going to hurt his shoulder.
Yeah, because and that was it's historically what it's always. You as a human being, throwing a football is a unnatural motion. Same thing with throwing a baseball. Meaning you only have a certain amount of times you can do that in the lifespan of your arm in a healthy way. And what I mean by that is that throwing a baseball at a certain miles per hour, same thing with that. The whole, like, that's why the proactive Tommy John surgery craze was happening to high schoolers. Them getting proactive Tommy John surgery, because if you get it done early, technically it's less likely to happen in your career later on. And when you're doing this motion over and over and over again, if you notice, what's the only consistent thing about JJ McCarthy?
That it comes out at 102 miles an hour.
And that he's injured.
That too.
It's lingering injuries. That's what it is. And you're straining your arm, you're straining your elbow tendons, you're straining your shoulder tendons, and you're doing this. And on top of that, notice his completion percentage. Completion starts with the legs. If your feet are not set, and if you are not having a strong, firm base and good foundation when having these mechanics, guess what the ball is going to do? It doesn't matter how hard you think you can throw. That ball is not going to go where you think it's going to go.
And he doesn't have, like, the Drake May, Aaron Rodgers arm of the gods, where you can say, screw your footwork, and it's just going to wizard its way into the receiver's hands. Like, this guy needs to be mechanically sound.
Yep.
And he's not.
Exactly. He is unbelievably technically bad, like horribly. And you see that through completion percentage. So I'm okay with willing to deal with 50% completion, but I see God given arm talent. I don't. Okay. So I'm willing to see
Now
bad,
you need to
like,
be efficient if you're not going to be Drake May, Aaron Rodgers, arm
yeah,
of gods.
exactly. And he doesn't. He's probably maybe borderline average arm strength in this league. Like there's probably some backups that have better arms than him. Like,
And the backups who have weaker arms than him, a la Mac Jones, aren't
like
sailing passes
exactly.
400 yards over guys' heads.
You don't have to have an elite arm to win in the NFL. That's already been proven with Drew Brees. Like, what it is just knowing how. Not every ball needs to be thrown at 100%. You can throw a 60% over here. You could throw like high level completion percentage throws.
He has no touch.
Yes, he doesn't. He has no touch. He rushes everything. And also on top of that, notice when he was getting frustrated throughout the game, what was he doing? He was getting pissed. He was visibly getting upset. Let me tell you this. If I was a defensive player, all I had to do was talk shit about him. And I know I could mentally break him. He's the easiest quarterback to probably mentally break down. The fact that you go out there and meditate, oh my God. I just go on that all day. Go play in your Zen garden, kid. This is the NFL. And it's over with. It's you have seen this time and time again. He has bad mechanics. He doesn't place his feet right. He rushes the throws. He thinks there's two similar throws that happen back-to-back weeks. The jumping running throw to a deep ball, and he missed Justin Jefferson last week, and he missed Addison this week, right? And they both had a whole step or two ahead of their defender, and he missed them. It's bad. It's unbelievably bad. He just needs to set his feet. He needs to calm the fuck down. He really does. He's not that good. He's never been that good. He never was an elite level high school product. He was literally being carried at IMG Academy. He got fucking carried at Michigan with Harbaugh and that elite team that was built around.
He threw 10 passes in the championship game, then goes ahead and signs the camera like he did something.
10 passes, bro. Get out of town. Get out of town.
You didn't see Jimmy Garoppolo doing that in the NFC title game.
No, bro. No. That's what I said. The fact that we're going to look back at this, and when you're drafting a quarterback in the top 10, when you're drafting any player in the top 10, despite even a weak class as this one is, that player must possess an elite level trait that you can work with.
And especially with quarterbacks, like you're not drafting a quarterback to say, okay, just manage the floor.
No,
manage
hell
the
to
ground
the no.
floor. You are drafting a quarterback in the top 10. And I get not everybody can be Drake May. Not everybody can be Cam Newton. Not everybody can be, number one overall picks that just smash home. You know what I mean? Like, not everybody can do that. But this guy doesn't elevate the ceiling at all.
Well, exactly.
I was told that 13 games with Sam Darnold was nothing in comparison to what was going to happen with this guy.
Yeah, okay.
You know what I mean? Like, Vikings fans told me that Sam Darnold was winning, like, Vikings were winning in spite of him.
Okay.
Now what's happening?
Exactly. Like he's not an elite level runner. He doesn't have elite level mobility. He has no accuracy. He has no touch. He doesn't have an elite arm. And he's also mentally weak.
Like, dude,
what is
I
it that's
haven't
elite
seen a
about
quarterback
him?
this defeated since Mac Jones in 2023.
It's like I said, I just don't understand the idea that you're drafting a guy at number 9 thinking that he has any level of elite player talent. He has an average to borderline above average arm strength for the NFL. And so that means it's not even and what I mean by that is when you have arm strength, I'm not saying that you could throw the ball to the stands. I've seen that. What I'm saying is that do you have touch on your throws? Can your body be in an uncompromised position, an unnatural position, and you still make an elite level throw? No, he cannot do that. He's bad from the hips down, bro. And he's also, technically he's bad everywhere. But as for the Bears,
I was about to say, despite that, we did have the game at hand, Gerardo.
Yeah.
The Chicago Bears come out victorious against the Minnesota Vikings, 19-17. Don't worry.
Mm-hmm.
I made sure to get the notes right so we could have a JJ video and then and then this.
Yeah.
The Bears win 19-17 on a walk-off field goal. Caleb Williams, 16-32, 193. Not an overly impressive game for him by any means. DeAndre Swift, 21 carries and 90 yards. Kyle Monaghy with a touchdown as well. Cole Kmet, the leading receiver for the Bears, 5 for 45. As for the Vikings stat line, we already went over it. JJ McCarthy, 16-32, 150, 1 touchdown, 2 picks. Probably should have been 3. Jordan Mason, 6 for 45 and a touchdown on the ground. Aaron Jones, 70 yards. Jefferson, 5 for 61. Hawkinson, 3 for 39. Addison, 220 and 1. Yeah, so the Vikings, obviously, despite JJ's struggles, the Bears still try to give it to him, and they gave him a walk-off drive at the end for the touchdown. Like, they blitzed and it didn't hit home. They gave them a lot of open field over the middle, and then JJ hit Addison in the corner on a bullet throw. The one time that you want that to be as hard as you could possibly throw it, because the DB was coming over from his assignment. Throws it on the outside shoulder. Pretty good pass. Solid. That's what you want to see. But left too much time for Caleb Williams and the Bears to go strike down, and Santos goes and hits that game-winning field goal. So, yeah, overall, we had our JJ rant. What's kind of your thoughts on the game as a whole?
I mean, the defensive coordinator, Flores, is going to get a freaking head coaching job. That's all that is. I mean, he called a great game to beat the Bears, despite his QB being unbelievably ass. And I would say that's what I got from it. They knew exactly how to rattle Caleb Williams, and if it wasn't for that long return, was a kickoff return.
It wasn't like they just drove down. It was just a really good kick return, and the Bears set themselves up to get a nice little field goal.
Exactly. So I just say Brian Flores is getting a head coaching job, or should.
The Giants?
Be sick. It'd be really good. Him with that fucking front seven would be dumb. I would not want to face that. Seriously. Because he just knows how to put his players in the right position to succeed.
And Dart doesn't seem like the kind of bitch that Tua is.
Oh, no. That's a dude I bet Brian Flores would get jacked up for. Like, seriously.
But the Bears are 7-3. They are. I believe they're the winner. They're the leaders of the. Yes, they are the leaders of the NFC North with that Lions loss.
Holy shit! From 0 to hero.
I don't think it's going to last very long, but
no, probably not. But I mean, crazy.
Any long-term outlook on the Bears? You think that they could kind of hang?
Offensive line is still the number one concern for me. Also, DJ Moore has decided to not show up this year as well too.
I also feel like Caleb Williams can be kind of sporadic with his.
He kind of picks one player he's very favorite with for like 2 to 3 weeks, and then like ignores everybody else. But yeah, I just think I would just say that I just think a better offensive line with him would be perfect.
As for the Vikings, I mean, they're slipping quickly to becoming an afterthought in this season picture.
Give it halfway through next year. Give it 9 games into next year, and you see the same shit from JJ. It's going to be Kevin O'Connell getting fired, or they got to get a new quarterback.
I feel like KOC and Questy's job kind of hangs on this.
The owner's going to be like, so Sam Darnold looks amazing over there. Daniel Jones looked amazing over there. You tell me this guy was going to be better than both of them. We somehow are last in the division because of this decision. Not because of anything else, right? It's not because of bad injuries. It isn't because of bad drafting. It isn't because of bad free agency. It ain't about bad offense or defensive coordinator hidings. It's literally because of the quarterback play, which y'all went out of y'all's way to want. If I'm the owner, I would say you got 9 games into 2026 for me to decide you either go get me a new fucking quarterback or I'm going to go get me a new head coach to go get me a new quarterback. And I think that's what's going to happen. That'd be a big outlook projection is if JJ continues to look like this the rest of the year, and 9 games into the season. You're done with the excuses. He had a full year, this, that,
He
and the
hardly
third.
had any excuses this year.
Yep, exactly. You're done with them. And you go into next year, shit, give it 4 games. JJ starts off the season that kind of crap again. They're literally probably telling KOC, make the change at quarterback. I'm going to make a change at head coach that will make the change at quarterback for me.
You know what's crazy? This all could have been avoided if they benched Carson Wentz and they started Max Brosmer.
It could have. Max Brosmer's the
You'd
future.
have to kill Brosmer to get him off the field. Because he's just that kind of dog. All right. I love talking about the Vikings, don't you?
I just love talking about being right about JJ.
How about the Packers and the Giants?
Another close game for the Giants.
Yeah,
America's
27-20 was your final out there in the Meadowlands. Jameis Winston starts your game. Dart out with a concussion. Winston goes 19-29, 201, no touchdowns, and a god-awful pick.
Yeah.
Tyrone Tracy, 88 yards. Devin Singletary, 2 touchdowns. Jameis Winston with a rushing touchdown. I believe it was a 10-yard QB sneak he scored that on.
Mm-hmm.
Jordan Love, 13-24, 174, 2 touchdowns. Briefly exits the game where Malik Willis goes 2 for 2, 6 yards and a score. Josh Jacobs exits the game with 40 yards. Emmanuel Wilson picks up the slack, 40 yards on a touchdown. Christian Watson with 2 touchdowns as well. Yeah, so the Giants get another 1-score loss. First game out of the Brian Daboll era. The Packers, they maintain 6-3-1.
The Giants are setting themselves up because as of right now they have the projected number 2 pick.
2-9, yep.
Because I know they're technically on a 4-way tie for number 2. The Browns. Is it the Browns, Jets, and one other team?
Giants, Browns, Saints, Jets.
Yep, are all, and they have
and the Raiders.
Yeah, technically, and they are in a 5-way tie for the second. You're setting yourself up to have good draft capital, great front seven, a decent defense, to be quite honest with you. And you have your quarterback, you have your running back, you have your wide receiver. You're kind of not looking too bad, honestly. Like, this is a team that is a head coach and a culture change away from being competitive. I mean, and the funny part is they are competitive this year. And I still am upset that the fact that let Daboll go, I think you should have ride with him and maybe 6 more games into next season. But get a guy like Brian Flores out there. You get number 2 pick. Maybe get it is like Caleb Downs maybe would be sick for them. I wouldn't like
some secondary help.
I wouldn't like taking him at number 2 overall. I would rather prefer maybe go get that offensive lineman from Utah if you're sitting at 2, because what's that Alabama tackle that has really failed them this year?
Andrew Thomas.
Andrew Thomas is good. He's not failed them.
Oh,
it's the other one.
Evan Neal.
Evan Neal has been ass. And I think that's just the thing. Just bolster up that offensive line. Your defensive line is already stacked. Your front 7 is good. And that's what I would say. Go protect your assets, because all 3 of your biggest assets offensively have been hurt this season. Neighbors, Dart twice, and Cam Scattaboo. So that means go protect them. And as for the Packers, well, I mean, unimpressive passing game still. Seriously, man. Like, it's unimpressive, unlikable. It's just bad, man. It's just bad. Just not a big fan of them offensively. I'm really not. And supposedly reports are that if they do not win a playoff game or get to the playoff games, Matt LaFleur is going to be done at Green Bay.
Where'd you read that?
That was reported from a Atlanta radio station that the Packers are very much riding this thing with Matt LaFleur because they are not negotiating his extension talks until, and that's the big thing, was him and the GM
Gutekunst.
Yep. That they said that they will not move forward with them until they have proven in the playoff games that this is they want to continue going on
No
with
wonder
it.
Atlanta's eyeballing it like a hawk.
Mm-hmm. Yep. Because
Is
it was
LaFleur down
brought up
there?
to
You get
there
him a
was
quarterback with that squad?
yeah. I seriously like it, I thought about it. I was like, man, what a weird place to get that report from. And I heard it from the Pat McAfee show. Pat McAfee talks about it, and then it was true that yes, that Gudikins and also Matt LaFleur are not getting their extensions until they win a meaningful game, and that they're evaluating it because this is what happens when you win too fast too soon. It's what he won 13 games like his first 2 years
Yeah,
for Green
Rodgers.
Bay, and all of a sudden, like you're now, well, okay, you're like you have you've won 26 games in 2 years, so you probably should be. We should be Super Bowl contenders already. We already were Super Bowl contenders your first year. Okay, so what's the problem now? You're telling me the longer I keep you, the worse you get. That doesn't make any sense. So I think that there is some truth to that rumor. That I wouldn't be surprised if they somehow if they don't get into the playoffs. That would be insane. I think they're kind of positioned well to be in at
Yeah,
least in
yeah,
the
they're one of the
talks of
top
it.
wild cards.
So, but if they don't win a meaningful game, like I
They're
would,
thanking the lucky stars that the Lions are struggling
mm-hmm,
and the Bears
that
are fake good
yeah,
and the Vikings are just bad. Well, they're not. They're playing bad.
mm-hmm. But I
Um,
wouldn't be surprised if Matt LaFleur would be coaching somewhere else next year.
Atlanta freaking vultures.
Hey, good for them though, thinking that ahead.
Let's go to Cincinnati and Pittsburgh. Pittsburgh wins 34-12. Big fight between Ramsey and Chase. Chase, there is a video of him spitting on Jalen Ramsey. That's fact. You watch the
Mm-hmm.
video, you see him huck a loogie at the old man, and
Yep.
Ramsey takes offense and he starts swinging. Ramsey gets ejected. Jamar Chase probably going to be facing a 1-game suspension this week.
Yep.
Knowing what they did with Jalen Carter. But the big story out of here is of the Steelers. They win 34-12. They maintain position as the number 1 seed in their division, but comes with some heartbreak. Aaron Rodgers, 9 for 15, 116, 1 touchdown, leaves the game with what is reported to be a slight break in his wrist.
Is it throwing wrist?
I believe so. They think he's not. Rodgers tells people he's not going to be out for a very long time. But Mason Rudolph comes in, as he usually does, steps up, 12 of 16, 127 and a touchdown. As for the Bengals, Joe Flacco, 23 of 40, 199, 1 touchdown, 1 pick. Chase Brown, 18 for 99. T. Higgins, your leading receiver, 3 for 63 and 1. Pretty quiet day for Jamar Chase there. Probably be a quiet day for him next week. Kenny Gainwell has a breakout game, 7 for 81 and 2 scores through the air as your leading receiver. I like to add a new rule. If your running back is your leading receiver, you have a problem. But yeah. So where do you want to go with this?
I mean, the Bengals season is damn near done.
Yeah, don't bring back Burrow at this point.
Just let Burrow sit down. And the Steelers are just being Steelers. It's like they're like the Atlanta Falcons, but at least they win.
Yeah.
Like that's what it's just
at least they make the playoffs. Yeah.
They're just inconsistent. They're going to be a 9-8 team. They're going to go to the playoffs and get bounced out. It is what it is. This injury concern is, it is Rodgers is getting older. The recovery time is going to get longer and longer for these types of injuries. Like you said, he said it's not that bad, but you kind of have an adequate backup in
Mason Rudolph has taken into the playoffs multiple times.
Yeah, it's not that big of a rut. I would suggest playing on the side of caution more than anything else. I'm just still kind of pissed about DK Metcalf. Like this trade that they made for them offensively, like I think it's completely backfired on the letting go of Pickens and keeping DK, or not keeping the both of them. I just don't. I still don't understand that logical sense of that. Good for Gainwell though.
Yeah. So I expect the Steelers to make the playoffs at this point.
They should. Yes.
Maybe not win the division because I think the Ravens are starting to get it together. They're starting to get the ball rolling. Although they did have a pesky fight with Cleveland that we'll get to a little bit later. But I expect them to kind of take that lead back because the Browns are floundering as they always do.
Right.
The Bengals obviously 3-7, 4 games below 500. Burrow's not coming back. At least he shouldn't. So where does that leave you? Pittsburgh probably going to sneak into that last playoff spot because the Chiefs are struggling. You really think that they're going to fall below the Jaguars and the Chargers,
or the Texans?
Or the Texans? No. So I think the Steelers are going to be in the thick of the playoffs. Hopefully, you have Rodgers back because I think he's played well this year overly. But yeah, it's kind of my thoughts on that game.
Yeah, it's just kind of like a game, the most mid game this week.
Let's get to the Chargers and Jacksonville. If you thought that this game was going to be a Chargers beatdown because the Jaguars suck, well, think again. 35-6, Jacksonville takes the win in Duval. Trevor Lawrence, 14-20, 153, 1 touchdown, 1 pick. Marshall Tootin, 15 carries, 74 yards, and a touchdown. Travis Etienne, 1 yard behind on 19 carries with 2 scores. Trevor Lawrence with a rushing touchdown as well. Justin Herbert, 10 of 18, 81 yards, and a pick. He gets hurt. Trey Lance comes in, 3 for 8, 37 yards. Justin Herbert was your leading rusher for the Chargers. You know the rule.
Your quarterback leads the team in rushing. Your team sucks.
Jacoby Myers, your leading receiver for Jacksonville. Keenan Allen, that for LAC. Just kind of a beatdown.
Yeah, it's so odd that the fact that the Jaguars didn't look that impressive offensively. Like in reality, it wasn't like these running backs had like a 200-yard game. It's not like a wide receiver popped off. It's not like Trevor Lawrence popped off. It's more like the inconsistencies of this Chargers offense with Harbaugh. This is what now, year 2 with him there?
Yes. Yep.
And it's hanging your hat on Ladd McConkey and Johnson at wide receiver is a bit of concern. No tight end play really of note like that. Same with their running backs. Now, granted, they have the best excuses. What? Half their fucking team is hurt, right? Like, especially offensive line wise. So I get that, but I'm still not that impressed with the weapons you surround yourself with an elite level talent quarterback. I'm not a fan of teams who don't give your elite level quarterback decent weapons out there like that.
Yeah, like Minnesota.
Unbelievable, man. It makes no sense to me. Everywhere you see an elite quarterback outside of 2 of them, which is probably 1 and 2, has like elite level wide receivers next to him and they continually to surround them. Baker Mayfield, despite how elite he is, he had Mike Evans and then Chris Godwin. And then after that, they got Ibuka, right? Like they continued the line down of talented wide receivers. Same thing with Seattle when we get to them. They went from DK Metcalf and Tyler Lockett to JSN. Like the
Chargers, Ladd McConkey, Quentin Johnson.
God. And then it's not like they're consistent.
Aronde Gadsden they back into. Keenan Allen's ancient.
Exactly. Like it's
top running backs are hurt.
Yeah.
And Joel is done for the year. So
another tackle that's hurt for the year for them. And for the Jaguars, I mean, I would have never thought that without Brian Thomas Jr. and Travis Hunter at wide receiver, that you would have rocked out there with Jacoby Myers and came out with a victory 35-6.
Well, it wasn't through the air. Marshall Tootin and Travis Etienne were kicking ass.
Mm-hmm.
Do I take the Jaguars seriously at all? No. I think this was more about the Chargers being absolutely.
The Chargers lost this game more than the Jags won this game. That's how you would describe it.
The Chargers are barren of talent. Like, what do you want them to do? And the Jaguars played at home. They played their game and they won. Shout out to you. You're not making it past the wild card round.
Yep.
Not happening. But you said you wanted to get to the Rams and the Seahawks. Well, you got them. It was a 21-19 victory For the LA Rams, Sam Darnold, our boy, 29 of 44, 279, and 4 picks. Ken Walker, 67 yards and a touchdown. Matthew Stafford, 15 of 28, 132 touchdowns. Kyron Williams, 91 yards on the ground and a touchdown.
No interception still?
Huh?
No interception still?
No interceptions.
Look at him go.
Puka Nacua, 7 for 75. Coley Parkinson, 2, 14 and 1. This is just kind of a really efficient Rams win. You can't hate.
Yeah. Outside of Drake May, I actually would say Matthew Stafford is MVP level this year.
No, Donald kind of choked away his stats the last couple of weeks.
Yeah. But I mean, like, what an immense level talent this guy has been. Like, it's been unbelievably amazing for Matthew Stafford to be this good for this long still.
With the Rams, too. He's not with the losers that were the Detroit Lions.
Yep.
As for Sam Darnold throwing 4 picks, I mean, we're the Sam Darnold guys. Yeah. For how much we buried JJ the last 2 weeks, do we want to bury Sam Darnold?
Yeah, it was just, but they rattled him really good. That's what they did.
The Rams defense is vicious.
Yes.
Between Burst and Fisk, like, Jesus.
Oh, yeah. Like, he was unbelievably, like, they were just after him, and they knew exactly how to get to it. So.
Bad day for Donald. It's going to happen. He's that kind of guy. He's going to have his off days. He's going to have his really bad days. I'm going to assume that this isn't going to linger the rest of the year because he had bad games last year, and he figured it out. So I assume he'll get it together. It's a tough division. It's a tough opponent. Probably the best team in the NFC, in my opinion. Probably the best top-down team in the NFL, I would say. I don't know if that's a hot take, Gerardo, if you want to argue with me about that, but
no, I wouldn't say and that's not a hot take. I like the Rams. I'd probably prefer them as probably the best team in the NFC. I like them better than the Eagles.
How do you feel about them as the best team in the NFL?
Yeah, that's up there. I mean, you got them, Broncos and Patriots. I would take probably
Colts.
Rams up. I would take the Rams over all 3 of those guys.
I would too. I just think they were better coached. But I think Sean McVay is probably the best coach in the NFL. They have the quarterback advantage, I believe, just as far as experience, knowing how to get it done. He's seen it all. He's not going to make a ton of errors. Bo Nix, Daniel Jones, Drake May, they can make errors. They're young. Then the defense is just vicious. There's not a defense in the league better than them.
No, 100%. I think they're just extremely well coached by Sean McVay too.
Best coach in the league.
Oh, yes.
Probably won't win coach of the year because that kind of goes to like who did the most impressive job, which belongs to Mike Vrabel as of right now. But yeah.
Oh, yeah, he's up there with that. Exactly.
Yeah. So those are your thoughts on Seahawks and Rams. I do believe they play again later in the year, so I'll be looking forward to that. Chugging right along, San Francisco and Arizona. Another 22-point day for the Arizona Cardinals, but once again, not enough to cut it. Brock Purdy returns. The Niners win 41-22. Purdy in his return, 19-26, 200 yards and 3 scores. McCaffrey, 2 scores on the ground. Jacoby Brissett, 47 of 57, an NFL record for completions in a single game. 452 yards, 2 touchdowns, and 2 picks. No run game to speak of, but shout out to Michael Wilson, 185 yards. Trey McBride, 115 and a touchdown. Greg Dortch, 6 for 66 and a touchdown. Yeah, George Kittle, 6 for 67, 2 touchdowns. McCaffrey, touchdown through the air. 3 touchdowns on the day for McCaffrey. So the Niners, they gave Brock Purdy back, no problem. They benched Mac Jones, the hot hand thing. Doesn't matter because Brock Purdy comes in and he has a hot hand himself.
Yeah. And but I still like Mac Jones with this offense, though. That's what I'll say. You kind of
he's under contract through 26, so the Niners are going to get some trade calls.
My thing about this is just, I would say with Brock Purdy, he feels like he just force feeds certain players. Like, I don't like Ricky Pearsall that much either. I
I don't think
don't.
he played today, did he?
He did.
He
He did
did?
play today. Yeah,
Where was his
exactly.
name on the stat line? Box score. 1 catch for 0 yards.
Mm-hmm. Yeah, I just think that he's a very much of a force feeder. I think like it's kind of like because that player it was drafted with that high of capital like on his team where these players have big contracts, he has to like like force feed them the ball. And I just think that Mac Jones just manages the game better. Where Brock Purdy forces himself to get a 300-yard game. So and good for Jacoby Brissett though. Jesus Christ, 47 NFL record completion. Good for and bye Kyler Murray. Like,
yeah, Jacoby's not the guy you're going to build the future around, but he's playing well.
yeah, he's been
Not great. He's playing
Mhm.
well. Making the most of what he's got. He'll probably get some calls to be a veteran backup somewhere, as he always does. Figures a way to stick around. Good guy, well coached, can help a rookie. Nobody ever complains about Jacoby Brissett for good reason.
Mhm. Great backup, elite level backup.
All right, Baltimore and Cleveland. The Ravens pick up a big division win against the Cleveland Browns, 23-16. 13 fourth quarter points for the Ravens. Lamar Jackson, 14-25, 193, 2 picks. Derrick Henry, 103 yards and a touchdown. Mark Andrews with a rushing touchdown as well. Leading receiver was Zay Flowers, 3 for 78. Dylan Gabriel, 7 of 10, 68 yards. Suffers a concussion. In comes Shedeur Sanders, number 12. Fans go nuts. He does not deliver. 4 for 16, 47 yards, and a pick. Quinshawn Judkins, 17 for 59. Their leading receiver, Cedric Tillman, 3 for 52. So, Shedeur Sanders has a chance to have a game-winning drive, puts a couple plays together, absolutely sails an open receiver in the back of the end zone twice. This is the guy that the Browns wanted to see all along. He comes out and he's not that good, kind of like what we all kind of figured. So any kind of thoughts on this game at all? Besides, do you want to dump on Shedeur? Do you want to talk about that
I just
Shedeur
think, I mean, like,
loser?
obviously, he's just not getting enough first team reps, right? I mean, that's the number one excuse that's going to come from this, but ultimately, he's just not good.
Do you
Like,
think they'll prepare him to be the starter next week?
they should at least attempt. I would give him that. Like, it's
Because it's not
you
like
have
Dylan Gabriel was doing all that good.
you have to see what you have, right? That's my biggest thing. Is just you need to see what you have with your quarterback position. Dylan
And it'll be
Gabriel's
a
not all.
soft landing. He's at the Raiders next week.
Yeah, I mean, technically, yes, it'd be a good test game, but you still need a test. You still need to, what you have in Dylan Gabriel at this point, right? Like,
Not very
wouldn't
good.
you? Yeah, exactly. You're just not very good at all. Like, it's just not a good situation. It's the worst situation in all in the NFL, to be quite honest with you. So I just think ultimately you got to at least test it out. Run them out there for 2 games. See what happens. You're not, I mean, you're not going to win any of those games. And even if you, unless he somehow miraculously like looks that good, like he has a 300-yard game every game, offense looks completely different with him. And I highly doubt it, but that you have to give him a shot. You do.
What do you have to lose, Cleveland?
Seriously, you're the Cleveland Browns. You have nothing to win. So, as for the Ravens side of things, I mean, great running game for Derrick Henry. I mean, I did like the fake tush push that they did with Mark Andrews. I was a big fan of that. It's funny how a lot more teams are now incorporating the tush push a lot more into their offense, and yet the Eagles are not really doing it that well anymore.
Got one tonight.
But I think the Ravens they're still a little bit not that impressive overall this year as well too. I think this is a very much a wash year for them.
I think they're going to take advantage of a Steelers collapse. And they're going to win the division. Steelers are going to sneak in as the last wild card team. But yeah, it's kind of a whatever game. Another gross AFC North matchup nobody really wants to pay attention to. So we'll go to KC and Denver, which was the game of the week, I think.
Mm-hmm.
Denver pulls out the win against their rivals, 9-2, 6-0 at home, 22-19. Your final. Bo Nix, 24-37, 295, no touchdowns, no picks. RJ Harvey, 11 carries for 30 yards. Kind of an inefficient offensive day for them. Jaleel McLaughlin with the lone offensive touchdown of the day. Do they have a defensive touchdown? They did not. So yeah, Patrick Mahomes, 29-45, 276, one touchdown, one pick. Kareem Hunt, 59 yards and a touchdown. Travis Kelce, 9 for 91 and a touchdown. Yeah, Broncos win 9-2. Chiefs lose 5-5. Comfortably out of the playoff picture as of now. So where do you want to start? Big win for the Broncos or big loss for the Chiefs?
Both. I mean, it's both technically, right? I think it's for that. It's a big loss for the Chiefs, but also, I mean, the fact that the Broncos were able to win without J.K. Dobbins, he is gone for the year. R.J. Harvey really stepped up this game for them. Good overall win for the Broncos. I mean, you're going 9-2. You're making the Chiefs lose meaningful games as well too throughout this season, and pushing them back to maybe them not even being in the playoff picture. And I think the Broncos just had a really great game plan against Patrick Mahomes. You know, design blitzes for him. It's still a little bit concerned of the Broncos offense.
Their run game is just anemic.
Yeah, it even with J.K. Dobbins is consistent at times, but I'm still not that big of a fan. Their passing game is also highly suspect from time to time, but it's a great overall win for the Chiefs side of things. I mean, you can't run the ball worth a dick. Can't run the ball worth a dick. And you have no you don't have no consistent offensive weapons.
Travis Kelce all of a sudden turns back the clock, but it don't matter.
Yeah, it doesn't matter. And also put it this way, it's been historically kind of proven with the 2 games that the Chiefs have lost in the Super Bowl that if you want to beat the Chiefs, you just let Travis Kelce do whatever he wants and let everybody else try to beat you. Like, I think that's the best way that you let the Chiefs, you give them the easy stuff, take away all the hard stuff. And you're going to force Patrick Mahomes to try to force himself to be elite. And I would rather bank on defenses like the Broncos and the Eagles and as such to take advantage of those miscues for the Chiefs. So I think it's both a great win and a bad loss.
So the Broncos are 9-2. Do you think that they're the best team in the AFC?
AFC, probably, maybe. I'm not too sure. I like the Patriots. I just like the coaching of the Patriots better. Also,
I think
like
the
the
Patriots
quarterback.
just run a more efficient operation on offense.
Mm-hmm.
But the Broncos defense, I mean, they're playing well.
Yeah,
and then obviously we're all interested in a rematch between the Broncos and the Colts.
Yeah, I think so too. I think we really want to see that one again, especially how it ended.
So, yeah, I don't think it's a comfortable first seed for the Broncos. I think you look at that and you're like, there's a couple teams, if they have a good day, could be trouble.
Mm-hmm.
Bo Nix has really yet to light up the scoreboard.
Right.
I think that's something you need to watch out for. That offense just needs to get a little motion. They haven't had it in a while. As for Kansas City, you are in desperation mode.
I mean, the lack of the trade, that 2 trades that they could have made. They could have gotten Waddle. The fact that Waddle was almost a Buffalo Bill within the division says that the Chiefs could have got him.
Breece Hall could have been had for a third, and you didn't want to do it.
Oh my God! Don't even get me started. The fact that the Jets kept him and the fact that they weren't able to move him is insane to me.
Part of me thinks the Chiefs are kind of packing it in right now, and I don't get it.
Yeah, because how long is the Super Bowl window going to be open for? You do not know. They may never win a Super Bowl ever again after this.
Patriots fans would love that.
So I just don't understand them not going after it as well and being smart with those, smart with you're
They
going to be
weren't
picking it
aggressive at all.
exactly like
They're very passive. They're packing it in.
yeah, which is very unlike them, I would say. So good for the Broncos, and I mean also everybody's probably a fan of the Broncos for doing that.
Yeah, Chiefs fatigue is real.
Oh yeah.
But all right, we got one game left. Then we'll get into college football. We have Sunday Night Football, the game that just happened. The Eagles beat the Lions 16-9. Not the game any of us expected.
Nope.
Jared Goff, 14 37, 255, one touchdown, one pick. Jahmyr Gibbs, 39 yards on the ground. David Montgomery, 27. Jahmyr Gibbs, 107 yards receiving. I feel like Jahmyr Gibbs could be like one of those exceptions, like him, CMC, A-Chain.
Him, Bijan
Not
Robinson
when you
too.
have Amon-Ra and Jameson Williams on that lineup. Jalen Hurts, 14-28, 135. Saquon Barkley, 83 yards on 26 carries for a 3.2 average. Not great. A.J. Brown, 7 for 49. John Dotson, 2 for 43. Devontae Smith, 1 for 8. Yeah, this game sucked.
It was boring and it was bad.
Not the game you want out of your two perennial powerhouses in the NFC.
No. Because you would expect kind of the opposite on this in the sense of
Like,
it
it
like
doesn't
at least
necessarily have to be fireworks, but
oh no.
there was
I
nothing.
just don't want to be bored. Like
I said, I haven't slept. I woke up at 4 a.m. this morning.
mm-hmm.
That game damn near put me to sleep.
Yeah, it was bad. I took my nap before then we do our show. I usually take like right at the end of certain game, the second slate of games into Sunday Night Football. I'll get up and watch the second half of it. I was like, dang, I'm gonna go right back to sleep. F this.
Yeah, this was brutal. There's nothing of note here.
Yeah, it was bad.
Absolutely nothing. Like, the big implication is, holy crap, the Lions just choked away that division lead to the Bears.
Mm-hmm. It's also not only that, but like this Eagles offense, like AJ Brown is not a part of this team.
Anemic. Their offense is anemic.
Despite having all these weapons. Like I am baffled by the fact that they play simplistic still. Saquon Barkley hasn't gone off like that. Goddard as well too. Really, Hurts is not all that.
Smith hit and miss.
AJ
Brown hit and
Brown
miss.
really just it is what it is. I just think that their wins are simply because they're just more talented.
They're not scheming. They're not.
They're literally just a better team. It's just like if you made a Pro Bowl roster, like it's just like they're just clearly better.
But they're not blowing them out like you think it would happen.
Mm-hmm.
It's just
more oftentimes than not, they have outgained. They've been outgained by their opponent, and yet the only stat that matters is wins, right?
I bet you this was another game that they were outgained.
Maybe.
Total yards belong to the Lions, 317 to 272.
Mm-hmm.
They had 9 more plays, but yards per play, Lions had 5.3. The Eagles had 3.9. This bad football. I'm sorry. There's no other way around it. It's bad football.
The Lions also, I'm not a big fan of their aggressiveness neither.
Go for it on every fourth down.
Yeah, I'm not.
They held them to 16 points. You had a shot.
Sure, but like there's at times where it's just like
if they played field position, they were only down a touchdown at the end of it. You play field position, your defense gets a stop.
It also Sam Laporta's on IR. But like, is that really that big? I mean, Jameson Williams is just.
It's not like Sam Laporta was like this big heavy hitter on the offense consistently anyway.
No.
Like, he'd have his days, but
yeah, I just
Amon-Ra, Gibbs.
I just think when the Lions lose, it's ugly. You know what I mean? Like, it's never like it's like when the Lions lose and they're not supposed to lose.
They've done that all year.
And it's just like, this is not what I see. And then all of a sudden they like put 63 points next week.
And you're like,
okay, like where's this at? What the hell? Like I can't even say they played down to their opponent. It's just more like their talent just sometimes does not show up. Or I just don't know what they're doing.
Well, kind of some highs, some lows, and inconsistent week 11.
I would
Or
say that would
10,
be the
whatever it
theme
was.
of it. Very, very inconsistent. The teams were,
Good. Wrap it up.
yeah, I would just say the teams are just all inconsistent all across the board. The Chiefs inconsistent, the Eagles inconsistent, Lions inconsistent. The NFC South as a whole is inconsistent. The only thing consistent about them is the Saints being bad.
At least you can count on that.
Yeah,
All
AFC.
right, let's review. What was it? Week 12 of college football.
Mm-hmm.
Let's get through our featured matchups here. Number 10, Notre Dame at number 24, Pittsburgh. Notre Dame, 10.5-point favorites. They get the job done 37-15. This game was never really in doubt.
No.
But Notre Dame is probably going to climb up those ranks.
Yeah, it's a solid ranked win when Pitt's probably not going to be ranked by the end of the year. And also, Pitt had a true freshman quarterback.
Gotta love it.
So,
number 12, Oklahoma at number 4, Alabama. Bama was 7.5-point favorites, and the upset goes to Oklahoma 23-21 year final. Wow.
great defensive
This shakes
scheme.
up the SEC, don't it?
Oh, yeah. Great defensive scheme, though, for Venables out there. Like, that was a great defensive class by Oklahoma for this one. And the pick six was the thing that really sealed it. It was the only reason why they won. Because of the pick six.
How worried about you about Alabama moving forward?
I'm not too worried. I mean, like, I think they'll probably win the rest of the way out.
It's going to be a wild card in the playoff, you got to imagine. I think that their SEC
More than
title
likely
game,
so.
their SEC title game, hope is shot.
Yep, it just because you projected what A&M versus Georgia SEC title game, them two in, Alabama in, maybe Ole Miss too.
No,
So,
Oklahoma's hanging around.
Yep, and now Oklahoma, and there, it's gonna be wild. It's gonna be definitely wild for the SEC. You may get 5 teams from the SEC.
Number 20, Iowa at number 19, US of C, SoCal. They get the win against Iowa at home. 26-21. They're not able to cover, but they do get the win.
Mm-hmm. Great gritty win for USC. Was down at half, and then Iowa's offense has just always been anemic and always been bad. And USC's offense just kind of shine. Number 1 offense, and I believe in college football.
Think they're going to make the playoff? No,
no. Unless they somehow upset Oregon. When we were going to talk about them, I highly doubt it.
Listen, Oregon's lost some games. What was next? Number 11, Texas. Number 10, Texas, I guess. Oh, yeah, because when I wrote those rankings, it was before the week. Forgive me as I'm making mistakes here. It was Texas at Georgia. Georgia was only a 6.5-point favorite. And what did Georgia do, Gerardo? They put belt to ass. 35-10 year final out in Athens.
Yeah, Georgia. I mean, Texas should have never been ranked 10, to be quite honest. And me and you watched that game, and you were just like, bro, what the fuck is UT? What is this?
They're not good.
Yeah, they're not. Gunnar Stockton had what, a 5 touchdown game?
He was awesome.
Too? Like, clear, like, and you know what? I'm also glad that they did in front of his uncle because Peyton was in town to watch that game.
Oof.
Yep. Good. Realize your nephew sucks.
Not great, but
no,
UGA,
he's just not good, man. He's really
UGA
not.
With a shit stomp.
Good for UGA to finally expose the fraud.
Let's see how they fare.
And it's funny because this UGA team is the most un-UGA team of all time. Like, it's not like they're elite defensively. It's not like they're an amazing run team. Like, it's very much a pass heavy, and your quarterback's your best runner,
which we hate. But
yep, college football a little bit different though. A little bit different. I'm a little bit indifferent on that.
TCU at BYU. BYU is a 5.5-point favorite, and they put belt to ass 44-13.
Oh, yeah. I kind of thought that they would be a little bit slow and anemic. BYU is very much time of possession type of team. And I just thought that they would probably just win like lethargically. Good for them.
This was a boat race.
It sure was. Good for them.
And game of the week, number 3, Texas A&M. They go ahead and they play South Carolina. South Carolina was up, what, 30-3?
33, first time ever in SEC history that a team has came back for 27-point deficit.
Buried the lead. Texas A&M comes back 31-30. Your final.
Yep.
Yeah, I was telling you, I thought A&M was cooked. I thought that was it.
Yeah, very A&M of them, right? That is very much in their thing for them to only win 8 games a season and lose 4. You know, battered Aggie syndrome. That is a really real thing out there in College Station. Funny enough, Barstool Sports was out there this past weekend from Thursday to Saturday. Yep, College Station got number 1 college town in America, so they were out there partying. And maybe do a little bit early of a celebration out there. And it kind of got to them, you know, they were all getting out drunk because they were out clubs since Thursday, like partying it up. And I think maybe you were kind of suffered a little bit of hangover from that. Maybe some of these players were out there, you know.
What was kind of the reasons that South Carolina choked it? What was kind of
out talented. At the end of the day, when you're in college football, you can win with shitty coaches. I seen
so
Auburn
A&M
win.
Locked in was the story.
Oh yeah, and mind you, also the day Mike Elko got an extension, that was also kind of very Aggie like. I was like, oh my god, the day that they announced he got an extension to be here, they've been partying all weekend. This has like, and if they lose, it's very A&M. It would be very A&M of them to lose to South Carolina today. But at the end of the day, I think out Jimmy and John them. But and that's in college football, you're going to get away a lot more with that. And they are a number 3 team in the league for a reason, in the nation for a reason.
Does Shane Beamer need to get fired?
Oh yeah, I think so. But it's so weird because I told you that, right? Like this South Carolina team is probably middle of the pack in any other division. It's just look at the SEC from the top half of the SEC to the bottom. Like it's insanely talented. Florida's probably a playoff team in another conference with a different coach. Like the fact that like even LSU is competitive. Hell, Arkansas is even technically competitive. They just been losing by like 1-score games. Like they're not really a true 2-8 team, I believe, or whatever they are, like 2-6,
3-6, 3-7,
something like that. I think they're on an 8-game skid right now.
Yes.
But yeah.
All right, it's your review. Talk about what's coming up. As I write down the timestamp. Okay. Your CFB preview. We picked out 5 matchups for this week, maybe 6 if we want to get to it. So let's hop on our horse and go. Number 17, USC. At number 8, Oregon. This is before the rankings come out tomorrow. So again, don't crawl up our ass about it.
Yep.
Oregon's 9.5-point favorite. Do you think USC's got a shot?
They have a chance. It's a very good offense that they have. But Oregon's a very good team. I think this is also, they need to get back on track of being a legitimate playoff team this year, and probably putting belt to ass to USC would be a
way
good
to
thing.
do that.
Yep.
Put belt to ass on the Gophers.
They did. But if they don't look impressive against USC, I do not know if it's going to be a good USC win or lose, or a good, like Oregon would have to win by, I think, 20 for me to be a believer in them for playoff wise. If they don't win by 20 or more, I'm going to be like,
you're probably. And obviously, if USC wins, how do you kind of feel about USC?
I mean, like, what are we winning for? We're not beating Indiana. We're not beating Ohio State. Like, yeah, good for us, but like,
you don't think you could hang with Ohio State?
Hell no.
As much as you talk shit about them all year.
Yeah, I mean, like, but what I tell you is like, I like that there's like maybe 7 teams better than them, but USC ain't one of them. I'll tell you that much. Ohio State has an elite level defense. They really do. I'm not gonna knock them for that. I just think that this year it's going to be the worst national championship of all time. I think that it's probably the closest you're going to get to the truest winner, but you're going to look back and be like, Dude, like there's some teams that lost a national championship game that would be better than this Ohio State team or
Oh, you think
this
Ohio State's winning the championship?
or this Indiana team, this A&M team. Like, you know what I mean? Like there's going to be teams that you look back that like that Clemson team that lost to LSU probably could wax any of these teams this year. Like they're going to be known as probably the worst national championship winner in a long time.
Who's the worst championship winner right now?
Of
Like,
all time that I could remember,
of like
I mean,
recent memory. Think like playoff era. Let's go with that. Like playoff era.
playoff era. Oh, there hasn't been really. I mean, I would low key. I want to say Michigan. That Michigan team is not really that talented compared to the other ones. That all like those Ohio State teams. The Ohio State team last year is unbelievably talented. Them Alabama teams, them Clemson teams, those Georgia teams, like
Michigan stands out to you?
I think they're probably the weakest out of all those. I mean, bro, look at all those Nick Saban Alabama teams. You
But
kidding
would you
me?
take that Michigan team over whoever might win it this year?
Yeah. Better coach. They had a lot of elite level players on that squad. I mean, and what I mean by elite level, I don't mean this like eliminate the NFL problem of that. Just like the fact that they won a national championship with JJ McCarthy only throwing 10 fucking passes says a lot. I would say this: the only team that probably could not beat them in a national championship in the playoff era is probably that TCU team that got waxed in the Natty. That is the only team that could not win against whoever wins this year.
Talk about an insanity run for TCU. Good God.
So I mean, like, look at the losers those years. TCU is probably the only loser that could not beat the whatever team this year. Like, I think most of those other teams are like really good. Like that Oregon team with Mariota that lost to Ohio State probably beats any team this year. The Clemson or Alabama teams that did not win would beat any team this year. Yeah, I would say the only one would be TCU. TCU is the only one I would say that probably like would not stand a chance.
Number
And
7, BYU. Traveling to Cincinnati, who lost to Utah.
Utah, I believe, yes.
Was it Utah?
Mm-hmm.
No, it was Arizona. They lost to Utah the week before.
Mm-hmm.
But they lost to Arizona this week, 30-24. Brutal. Probably kills their Big 12 titles.
Oh, God. Yeah, bye.
They're still ranked 25 as of now.
God.
We'll see how that changes. BYU's 12. I don't know where they're getting this ranking from, so just bear with me.
I believe AP poll.
Then the real one will come out tomorrow. So maybe Cincinnati won't even be ranked. Maybe BYU will be better than 12. But BYU's 2.5-point favorites. I expect BYU to kind of put belt ass.
Yes, I would. If
Cincinnati's
they somehow lose, then
it's not very good.
If they lose, the Big 12 is. I mean, yeah, the Big 12 is getting real interesting.
Yeah, it certainly is. We'll get to that in a second. Pittsburgh at Georgia Tech, your guys. Georgia Tech -2.5. I expect Georgia Tech to put belt ass too.
I think maybe a little bit close, maybe a 1-score game, 7 points or something like that.
2.5-point spread.
I still take Georgia Tech to win.
Bobby Petrino in Arkansas, another 1-score loss.
Oh my God.
They're
Dude can't catch a break.
They're going to play Texas, who are 10.5-point favorites. Now, Bobby, this is where
you get a contract, my friend. This is where Steve Sarkisian gets fired. This is where Arch Manning becomes undraftable. Do it.
Bobby, the hero that everybody
needed. Or this is what's going to really happen, and we're going to hate this. UT's going to do belt to ass. Arch Manning's going to flex on top of an Arkansas player, and he somehow has like a 4-touchdown game for like 300 yards, but he only has like 52% pass completion. That's what's going to probably happen.
I like our idea better.
I mean, I do. I like the fact that what's going to end up happening, what I want to happen, I'm going to manifest it. Arkansas is going to win.
On it.
Arkansas is going to win. They're going to win by 13 points. and it's Arch Manning's going to look bad. Bobby Petrino gets a contract that day, rides off on a motorcycle with a co-ed. That's what's going to happen.
With a helmet.
No.
No.
We free balling it. He don't learn nothing. Free ball. And Darren McFadden's going to be there. And Peyton Hillis and Felix Jones.
They're all going to carry Bobby out on their shoulders.
Mm-hmm. And it's going to be Ryan Mallett's retirement jersey day.
In Texas.
Yes. Somehow. Well, he's from Texarkana, Texas, so yes.
Oh, good.
That's what's going to happen.
Good God. Go Arkansas, baby.
Amen. Pig suey, baby.
Missouri at Oklahoma. Oklahoma minus 9.5.
A little bit of a close game on this one. Mizzo's still a competitive team. If Oklahoma still wants to maintain this playoff chances that they want, they're going to still have to beat tough opponents. And the SEC is filled with them. I mean, even though Mizzo is not ranked, they probably going to end up ranked at the end of the year. And I expect I'm still a fan of John Mateer. I'm still a fan of that offense. But Brett Venables has that defense humming, man. Seriously. Clemson probably wishes they would have kept him and moved on from Dabo. Dabo.
All right. And the last one I have on there, Arizona State at Colorado. Arizona State continues to find ways to win, despite the injuries, despite the season maybe not meaning a whole lot. They're 7-3, 2 conference losses to Utah and Houston, and then obviously the Mississippi State loss that still lingers in my head, in my nightmares. 5-2 record in the conference, right there with Houston and Utah, teams they lost to.
Mm-hmm.
Texas Tech and BYU, the only teams with 1 conference loss. They're still in it. If Utah eats an L to Kansas State or Kansas, if Houston eats an L to TCU or Baylor,
yeah,
and then if BYU eats 2 losses to Cincinnati and UCF, or Tech eats, nope, Tech's good. Tech's good.
Yeah, it's going to be Texas Tech against whoever.
Could be Arizona State.
It could
be. Probably not. You're probably looking at BYU.
But yeah.
See BYU, Utah, or Houston. But Arizona State's still there. So shout out to them. They're playing Colorado, who just absolutely sucks.
Yes. Pretty much if Deion Sanders doesn't have his son or a Heisman winner, he can't win games.
Which is why Arizona State is a 7.5 point favorite.
7.5? I'll take way more than that, dude.
It's in Colorado.
What'd that mean?
I'm just throwing it out
there. I think home field advantage to a certain extent isn't like really all that.
SMU at Louisville is another one that's on there.
Yeah, that's a good. I mean, what did Louisville? Did they lose recently? Yeah, they lost to Cal.
They lost to Clemson too.
Yep. Oh yeah, they lost that on Friday. I thought that was like a replay game or something like that. I couldn't believe.
Nope.
Yep. Was it 20-19?
Yep.
I mean, Dabo should still be fired, but it's a bad loss because also for like teams like Miami are pretty pissed about that.
Yeah, because Miami's playing Virginia Tech this week.
Mm-hmm.
Down in Blacksburg.
Yeah, I think Louisville probably needs to win that game. They definitely need to win that game. Same thing with Miami.
What does the ACC even look like? I mean, there's Virginia, and Georgia Tech, Pittsburgh,
Georgia.
SMU.
Yep.
Virginia's got Virginia Tech left.
The ACC and the Big 12 are only getting 1 rep, 100%, if we're lucky. Like if it's up to me, I think the ACC should get no representation.
I heard somebody arguing that earlier.
If they keep beating up on each other, I'm fully okay with the ACC not getting a rep and giving it to another SEC school.
Last game, go finish it up.
No, I was just gonna say, look at the SEC. I think like from top to bottom, like Bama, Ole Miss, UGA, Oklahoma, and A&M. I'm not mad at them going to the playoffs.
Could throw Vandy in there.
Yep. You could,
But
yeah.
the last game that I'll throw on there, big rivalry game down there in the Carolinas. Duke at UNC.
Oh, yeah.
Belichick versus Duke. What did Belichick say in his introductory press conference? According to his parents, his first words back in 1940 whatever was beat Duke. Now he's got the shot to do it.
No, I took a Duke.
Yeah.
That's what he said.
Yeah. Duke is 6.5 point favorites down there in Chapel Hill. UNC coming off of a 28-12 loss to Wake Forest after sharing with the world that he will not be pursuing the Giants head coaching job.
Okay. I don't think the Giants are pursuing him as
The Giants also said that they were not pursuing him.
Yeah, I think that was the more relative answer. That's like me saying I will
Duke's
not.
Duke's lost 3 of the last 4.
It's about time they turn that program around, baby.
They lost to Georgia Tech. They beat Clemson. They lost to UConn. And they lost to Virginia.
I'm going to go with Duke on this one.
I agree. And although I think if Bill won this game, it would save his job. Because
I mean, yeah, I would say so. I mean, it's
a rivalry game.
At the end of the day, yeah, it's bragging rights within that city for 365 days.
So I think if Bill wins this is the game he's been prepping for the entire year.
Mm-hmm.
So
yeah,
he wins this, he'll save his job.
Yep.
If he loses, they might not give him a year 2.
Mm-mm.
But yeah, that's kind of it for that. So yeah, we'll see you guys tomorrow for the Monday Night Football recap and our picks. See how we did. I have a feeling I did horribly. But any parting thoughts for the folks at home you want to deliver?
Bobby Petrino's coach of the year for the NCAA. I don't care. It's upsetting me, man. At this point, it's heartbreak. For real, it's starting to hurt my heart. Come on.
What else is hurting your heart?
High cholesterol is up there. I'm not meditating enough. Probably he's up there. College football wise, no, it's been adequate this year. That's what I would say.
I've been just kind of kicked in the dick over and over and over and over and over.
Yeah. You picked Arizona State this year, which, I mean, not a bad team to follow. Not a bad team to follow for your first time in college football, I would say.
First time and a half. I followed the end of that end of the run last year, and I've always kind of kept up with the Gophers. So.
Mm-hmm. So yeah, I would say that's probably it. I mean, I'm rooting for this Texas Tech experiment to work out, because if they somehow win a national championship, I think that would be stupid sick. Because it would just mean that the experiment worked. If you spend the most money, you win. And it would be 2 years in a row, I think, that the NIL experiment has worked for a national championship game. And especially for a team like Texas Tech to do it, dude, that would be like, that's rare. That's like the Browns winning a Super Bowl. No, not even. That would be like another middle of the pack. It'd be like the Texans winning a Super Bowl.
With an Ohio State quarterback.
Yeah, never going to happen.
But what's going to happen is you guys are all going to like and subscribe. You're going to comment on our videos, especially you Vikings fans. I see you. Saw you.
Yeah, the only time we get views is Vikings.
Or it's going to be another big week for that.
Yeah, big week.
We have 2 videos dropping on their ads this week.
Hell yeah.
But thank you all so much for watching. Make sure you like and subscribe. Make sure you share us around with your wonderful friends and family among this holiday season. We're friendly to all ages, colors, sizes, genders, all that fun stuff. Feel free to give us
those who meditate and those who not meditate.
We don't discriminate around here. We tell you the explicitly unbiased point of view. So,
hell yeah.
We'll see you all tomorrow. Have a great week. Enjoy Monday Night Football. We'll see you on Tuesday.
Hasta la pasta.